lineups. First for Manchester City, Pep Guardiola. Two options at left back are out injured. Fernandinho's in there.
Yeah, and we fully believe UEFA have since switched the lineups, and the one we showed you in the pregame. Fernandinho, we anticipate, will be on that left-hand side with Sagna as the right fullback, getting forward. Sterling and Sané, that's one to watch. In the second half against Bournemouth, they switched sides. Sterling had started on the right, then he went over to the left, created the second goal. He will potentially start on that left-hand side today and provide service to Aguero.
And notice Kelechi Falcao, what a season he has had. And here is this young, dynamic Monaco team. Only Barcelona scored more goals than them this season.
And certainly the ones to watch on the back four are Sidibe and Mendy. They get forward, and they get forward fast. They have the athleticism to recover defensively, and they allow those three, Bernardo Silva, Mbappe, and Lemar, to provide service to Falcao. We fully anticipate Mbappe will play up alongside Falcao, be that second striker. You'll look to stretch this Manchester City defense.
70, Monaco finalists in 2004. And trying to get back to the quarterfinal round for the second time in 3 seasons. Underway, first leg of the round of 16. Manchester City and Monaco. It is City as they have been. Yaya Toure hooking it in. Sterling's in behind of Mendy, and Subasic. The flag was up for offside anyway, but scrambling off his line to break it up.
But it was a good break from City. Started with De Bruyne, who makes that powerful, positive run down this right-hand side. Toure joins in, and Raheem Sterling is just a half step offside there. Trying to get in behind, good combination play. And something to look for. That is the space in behind that Monaco back four.
Fernandinho doing enough, although it's given right back away by Leroy Sané. Now Lemar trying his luck, pulling it wide.
Very tricky player, Thomas Lemar. Always looking for that left foot. He plays on that left-hand side. He just wants almost downplaying each other's team's chances.
David Silva, this is a good little moment for Man City. Leroy Sané overhit it, but you saw a little bit of that rhythm there building.
And that's what they're looking for, just a patient build-up, moving the ball side to side, and then when the space is on between the lines, and it's David Silva initially, where eventually finds his way to him. He just finds that pocket between the back four and the center midfielders, and he rolls in Sané. It's just a little bit outside of him that changes his body.
There's a nutmeg on the pass by Sané. Now Sterling, David Silva, Aguero further inside. Back out for Sterling instead. The flag is up for offside.
Well, if we're going to credit Monaco for their flashes in attack, Manchester City have shown the same. When they've been able to break that initial line of pressure by Monaco, it's been Aguero.
David Silva, the strength on Sané, the nutmeg on Yaya Toure, the ball in for Radamel Falcao, and just enough from Ultimate. De Bruyne in for Sterling. Raggi got to be careful. Sterling's around him, and Subasic not doing quite enough. Aguero steals in. He's got a halfway empty net. Raggi gets his head in the front of it. This is what we were hoping for, Stu. End-to-end. Thomas Lemar, in his second season with Monaco, has already surpassed last season's totals for goals and assists. And he hooks it in. Yaya Toure missed it, as did Kamil Glik, one of the highest scoring defenders from set pieces in Europe. And you wonder if Toure maybe got enough of a touch to put him off.
I think he did, because Glik, he's not expecting this one. It just hits him straight in the face. It is a little flick off of Toure's head. He gets away with one there.
Ball here maybe comes one. Sterling, De Bruyne comes together. The cross for Aguero, he missed it. Now he was leaving it for David Silva. He couldn't collect on the far side, but the chance is still on for Monaco.
Well, you just got to look at the benefit of having a left back in Fernandinho that's comfortable with the ball at his feet. He can drift in the central midfield. He starts this play by coming to the middle of the park. He hits the long diagonal to the right.
In championship, but started their World Cup qualifiers last fall. It's both of the right-sided defenders. Sidibe and Glik are on yellows. Leroy Sané dancing his way through. It's a great tackle, but it fell right for David Silva. Back to the feet of Sané. Now the cross for Raheem Sterling. And Man City do get the breakthrough. Leroy Sané doing the hard work. work. Raheem Sterling applying the finish, and City in front.
Well, there's the breakthrough Manchester City were looking for. Sané just gets the ball on this left-hand side. He dances past 3 defenders. Then it falls to Silva. And just when you thought this pass was behind him, he adjusts his body so well. That's very close. Looks like he's in line. And Raheem Sterling, the end product was there. The delivery from Sané just rolls it across. He picks his head up, picks his spot so well. Sterling drifts in from that right-hand side, completely unmarked inside the 6-yard box, and just rolls it home. City got the overload they were looking for in numbers in the attack. Fernandinho had slotted into central midfield, which allowed Sané to drift out wide and pick up the ball. Such positive play. And Sterling's on the score sheet, and City up 1-0.
9th goal in all competitions this.
Very tight in the middle of the field.
And to give it some more context, we all saw PSG last week tear apart Barcelona. Monaco have scored 26 more goals than PSG in the league this season. Mbappe crossing in, Falcao, the diving header, as if on cue. Radamel Falcao's 14th goal in his last 15 games in all competitions, and it's dead square just past the half-hour mark.
And this comes from Manchester City orchestrating their own problems. This is the 3rd or 4th time when the ball's been at Caballero's feet that he's given it away. And he tries to find Fernandinho on this left-hand side. It's a poor ball. Fabinho just drifts out on this right-hand side. Falcao's completely unmarked in the middle. He drifts into that space between Stones and Sagna. 2 passes later, and the ball's in the City net. It just comes from a commitment of Manchester City trying to play out of the back. Caballero with a poor pass. They're caught all over the place, and Falcao picks his spot, and he puts it away. Incredibly opportunistic from Monaco. They take advantage. They're still in this game. They're capable of scoring goals, and they took that chance there. 1-1. That type of service. Wonderful ball in from Fabinho, but
Great ball that from David Silva, and another one from De Bruyne. Aguero! Penalty! Or maybe not. It's a dive. Antonio Mateo Lajos, the Spanish referee. Guardiola can't believe it. But judging that Aguero went down by himself.
And this is a big moment in the match because Aguero was clean through. And he drags his left foot and draws the contact. And that's a penalty kick. And Pep Guardiola, he's asking for the card, but he's asking it for Subasic. He wants a sending off.
Well, here's the question. There's clearly contact between
his first touch. He does drag his leg, but there is contact in the box.
Well, here they come again. It's Mbappe who fires over the bar. Falcao won the header. Wouldn't that have been something if Monaco would have come down the field to win it?
Just quickly, for me, that is a penalty kick in Manchester City, and clearly unfortunate, but Falcao wins this one. And in a flash, again, Monaco with a great chance. He just lifts his head. He's leaning back, laces through and head down. That's a great opportunity. And no signs of either team letting off.
Quickly in, Mbappe's going to get there. Mbappe! 18 years of age. The bright young star of this Monaco side, Kylian Mbappe, played just 25 minutes in the group stage, has become a starter in the winter. He's on fire now, 12 goals in all competitions, and Monaco has flipped this game on its head.
Well, Manchester City are getting completely exposed at the back. Nicolas Otamendi. Mbappe starts his run inside. He spins off of Otamendi's shoulder. He's in behind. It's a simple ball. Route one, down the middle. He uses his pace. And this time, the finish is there to match it. Keeps his composure, just lifts it up over Caballero's shoulder. And this dynamic Monaco attack that we've talked so much about, Pep Guardiola talked about it at the start in his pre-match interview. He knew what the dynamic ability that they showed between Otamendi and Stones. And they're down the goal.
Back for David Silva, back for Leroy Sané, kept it in play. Subasic couldn't do enough. Overhead clearance by Raghi, only as far as De Bruyne, trying to get around Mendy on the outside. Raghi again was there. Yaya Toure started this sequence, battling well with Lamar, picks it up, options either side. It's Falcao, takes it just wide. Monaco going close to a third.
And they continue to create excellent chances. Anytime they pick up the ball in transition, they've created something. That, John, is that when they have the ball in possession, they've been dynamic once they can break Monaco's press. So they need to do that more often. 3 goals, handful of yellow cards, no stoppage time given by Antonio Mateo Lahoz. Back to Rob Stone and the guys after the break. 45 minutes down, 45 to go. Monaco 2. It appears at the break. 45 more minutes before the scene shifts to Monaco in 3 weeks from the second leg. And Stu, what a Man City need to be better at in the second half to be in a... Here from Mendy, early cross in for Falcao. Looked like a little bit of contact there with Otamendi. Ended up just wide. Falcao thought there should have been a penalty. And it's Mendy again on the left-hand side. It's such a teasing ball. It looked like it was offside. The referee had whistled. We'll see what the decision is here.
Now, something else has happened while we were in the replay from the UEFA feed. It's Otamendi who's been shown a yellow card. I just wonder if they've maybe changed the decision, because you see the additional assistant referee, Jesus Gil Manzano, stationed there on the goal line. Have they flipped this and called a penalty and a yellow for Otamendi?
There's contact certainly from Otamendi.
Originally we saw the referee's hand up, seeming to suggest offside.
Yeah, that's a penalty. The referee is right there, and he has awarded it. And Otamendi caught the wrong side of the attacking player again. Manchester City give the ball away through Aguero. 2 passes later, Mendy's firing this one across. Falcao's right there in the middle of the goal, just lurking. He gets his body in front. He draws the contact before he gets to the ball. And the penalty kick for Monaco. What a moment this could be in the match.
And the former Manchester United player on loan from Monaco 2 seasons ago. Can he drive the stake in a little bit deeper into the heart of Man City early in the second half? Willy Caballero, the veteran Argentine, trying to keep Man City within 1 goal. Potentially a huge moment in this round of 16 tie. Saved by Caballero.
What an excellent game of football. And Caballero comes up big. All the build-up before, Radamel Falcao had to readjust his run-up. He puts the ball down again. Almost too much time to think about it. Hesitates on the run-up. Takes all of his momentum away. Tries to go down to the goalkeeper's left. Caballero guesses the right way. And that could be the momentum shift that they were looking for.
Drawing in on Bernardo Silva. The cross takes a deflection dangerously. Cleared away by Mendy. De Bruyne swings it, a great ball. It's just wide. There might have been an offside flag anyway.
Well, the delivery is sensational. It's hit with pace. It's bending. Aguero just
well intercepted by Sterling. Mendy trying to get back. Aguero's in front of him. Rolled in. Aguero's onside. Aguero. And a mistake in the back by Subasic. Let it in past him. Aguero's goal. 2 apiece. Still over a half hour to go.
And you can see the frustration on Subasic's face. He knows that was a poor mistake from the goalkeeper, but full credit to Raheem Sterling, who picks this one up inside his own half. A well-timed run from Aguero, who takes the chance. He fires it low and hard, on target. And that's a big mistake from the goalkeeper. It's right at him, just down to his left-hand side. And he fumbles this one through his hands, doesn't get his body behind it. And that's a huge break for Pep Guardiola's men. Created something out of nothing. And they're right back in this one.
And now can they use it to their advantage for the rest of this match? And you saw some of the moisture coming up from the turf as that ball slid through.
This game.
Lamar clipping it ahead. Falcao trying to get a foot race with Stones. And Stones can't quite do enough. Falcao, how about that? What a goal! What a moment! What a statement by Monaco!
What a finish. This is just an individual effort from Radamel Falcao. And here's Monaco at their best, on the break. As soon as Lamar picks it up, Falcao gets his head down, he runs John Stones, the England international center back. That is some shocking defending, but take nothing away from that finish. It gets better every single time. That is a world-class finish from Falcao. The awareness, the ability, and the execution, and a goal for the ages. What's a finish. Radamel Falcao. Take a bow.
Stones thought he had him too. Went to ground, knocked it away. He thought 15 goals in 15 games in all competitions just in the last couple of months. For it said it's going to be Sterling's ball. If he can get out of control, takes the contact. Zane's shot is blocked. They're all yelling at the...
This was the opportunity. It's a deep run from Sterling. Gets him behind. It's a little contact, shoulder to shoulder. I think the referee gets this one right. It's a strong challenge. Guardiola will unrightly think that...
Bench. Meanwhile, Lamar, Mbappe trying to find space, cutting back on Zabaleta, and then he fires into the outside netting.
Well, the referee was in an excellent spot. First, we're going to look at Mbappe on this left-hand side. Just so shifty. Attacking players a chance. Always tough for the defenders to defend.
David Silva this time. Stones attacking it. Aguero on the volley. It's 3-0. Not just 6 goals tonight, but some really special ones. And this thing's not yet done.
And that's 20 in all competitions for Sergio Aguero. This time the deliveries from David Silva. Stones draws 2 defenders, and he just hooks his right foot on this one. That's a striker's finish right there. Look at the technique. He gets over the top of it and redirects it into the right corner. A great goal from Sergio Aguero with 2 on the night. Man City 3-3. And you can
see they can grab a late winner, give themselves an edge going to the second leg in 3 weeks' time. De Bruyne swung in, Torres up for it, Stones plays it in, and Man City take the lead.
City take the lead 4 minutes ago.
First career European goal for the 22-year-old John Stones is a 7-goal thriller.
Well, right on cue, wasn't it, John? You talked about it. The 4th goal for Manchester City. It's a set piece again. The delivery from De Bruyne, which we touched on earlier. Toure does well just to flick it on. And Stones makes up for his earlier defensive error when he was beat for the goal by Radamel Falcao. He gets on the end of this one. Right place, right time to tap it home at the back post. What a game this has been. End-to-end action, 7th goal on the night. And we might just see another twist and turn yet.
The pass. Aguero able to skip around Glick. Aguero wants it himself. Subasic the save. I wonder if Sané maybe put Aguero off a little bit. De Bruyne wins it back. Leroy Sané cutting around. Fabinho going to ground, doing just enough to knock it away.
Finally, a good piece of defending.
Yaya Toure throws the stiff arm to Germont. Aguero, David Silva, clipping it in, the return, Aguero, unselfish to Leroy Sané, 5-3 for Manchester City, what a night!
Goal for City, scored by number 19,
Well, Sergio Aguero in this second half has been absolutely sensational. He's run this Monaco defense ragged, just a little combination player. Again, he's the outlet, he's onside. David Silva, what a wonderfully weighted pass over the top. The movement from Sané from left to right, finds himself centrally. And it doesn't get much better than that from Manchester City. Sergio Aguero, the unselfish pass. He lays it off, and Sané does the rest. Just an exquisite piece of attacking football from Manchester City. And there you go.
Exactly as he would have drawn it up.
He's not quite sure what he wants to do on his celebration there. Fist pump to go with it. I don't think he would have been happy at conceding 3 goals, but when your team plays this well in the offensive third, he's going to be...
I've said this a few times already, but it's still true. We're not done yet. Because all of a sudden, here's Mendy on the outside. The cross for Falcao, saved by Caballero. That close to a hat trick. And what a couple of big moments that man has had for the giveaways in possession, a penalty save, and a huge stop right there.
And it's Falcao again, and he's always in and around the center of the goal, waiting for opportunity.
In 3 weeks' time, as this first leg in the UEFA Champions League round of 16 sensationally finishes. Manchester City 5, Monaco 3.
Nothing much to report here at Manchester this evening. The odd missed penalty, the odd goalkeeping ricket, the odd sublime finish. Another brilliant finish. Someone making up for previous errors. And a classy bit of teamwork to finish. All in all, and that's just the second half. And the first half wasn't bad either. Remarkable stuff. We can hear from Sterling and Stones. They're with Matt Smith.
Well, pretty much all smiles from John Stones and Raheem Sterling, and quite right after 5-3. We loved it. Crazy game of football, John.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of goals. I thought the 3 goals that we conceded, from a personal point of view as well, was, you know, one of the things that we need to work on. But great team spirit, great desire, and you know, great goals from us. I thought we created so much, and maybe could have had a few penalties as well.
Well, it was one of the nights there were decisions, talking points. Your first Champions League goal, that's a pretty important moment for anybody.
Yeah, definitely. Thrilled to bits. I thought I needed to make amends after what happened at the other end. So, you know, to get a goal was, you know, it's on a personal note delightful, but you know, added to the win, and you know, move on from there.
If it wasn't a night for defenders necessarily, I guess it was a night for attackers. You must have enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was good to be a part of. It was end-to-end stuff, and at the end of the day, Monaco gave us a real tough game. They pushed us all the way, they kept scoring, and we had to keep pulling back, and that's what we done, and we got the win, and that's the most important thing today.
Also very important, I would think, trailing in the game, that you found it within yourselves to come back and win by 2 goals. This might have been a game that got away from you, and now it's a tie that's you have some control over.
Yeah, it's always difficult to go to go 1 down and 2 down, I should say. But I thought the boys played really well. We played our football, we stuck to our game plan, and it worked in the end, and we were just magnificent on the press and counter-attacking, but at the end of the day we need to tighten up at the back as well.
Yeah, it's not often you concede 3 away goals and you think, well, actually, we're in a good position in this particular game. Right, well, we'll start with the second half. You know, we'll come to the first half perhaps later on. But there were so many things happening. The first thing I recall was a penalty. Was it a penalty, do you think? Once again, Otamendi, we talked about him at high time. Richard, you said he's a liability.
It was definitely a penalty. I think he doesn't even know that Falcao's there. He thinks he's tackling mid-air, fresh air, but Falcao makes a great run. Yeah. And it's a bad penalty. His body position's all wrong. Yeah. He's Otamendi, for me, he doesn't think about it.
Ref's having a little word with his assistant there, isn't he? What do you think?
Yeah,
you don't very often see them included.
Yeah, it's another cross that causes Man City a problem, and Otamendi gets caught the wrong side. I think it's the fifth official, or whatever you call him nowadays, has helped the referee out with the decision, but it was definitely a penalty for me.
Yeah.
It was a poor penalty though in the end, so luckily for City, Caballero making up for maybe an error or two he's done previously.
It's his 6th penalty save out of the last 8 that he's faced, actually, so he's obviously an intimidating face, and you can, well, when he does that, he's very intimidating indeed. But back came Manchester City, and a brilliant piece of play from Sterling, and, well, a goal from Aguero, but a goalkeeping ricket.
Yeah, Sterling's been phenomenal all night, possibly man of the match. You know, the weight of the pass, he intercepts the ball, drives at the Monaco defence and plays a great weighted pass, but you'd expect the keeper to save that. It's a terrible mistake from the keeper.
It really was, wasn't it? Dreadful mistake indeed.
This was a joke. I mean,
this had you squealing, not because it was against Manchester City. It's just the quality and the skill of the finish.
The run, then he shakes the defender off, and the audacity to chip the ball from within the box and get the keeper off his tiptoes into the... He was about 7 foot tall when he chipped it and still dinked it over him and managed to get it down. John Stones has to do better there for me.
Yeah, from a defensive
point of view, but you've got to look at the attacking play here. That is, after giving away, missing a penalty and giving the ball away for a goal, to have the audacity again, it's just a joke. I mean, it's a great goal. That'll be played and played and played. What a player.
Yeah, exactly. And then what a finish this was from Aguero as well on the volley.
Yeah, this is, I suppose, nothing. This is what Aguero can do. You know, you're wondering what does he bring to a team, and there you go. That's a finish out of the top drawer, and it's what City needed, because it was one of those nights they were never going to defend properly, so to get them goals was very important.
Well, John Stones said himself, didn't he? I had to make amends, and he did. I mean, it's a goal scorer's goal in many ways, Stephen.
Yeah, credit to him. You know, he was honest in his interview post-match, saying that he wasn't happy with his defending on the goal, but when you make a mistake, it's important you try and make up for it at the other end, and, you know, he's came up trumps there with a tap-in, but it's a very important goal.
Yeah. And, you know, the 5th Manchester City goal, which is crucial, doesn't it, give him the 2-goal cushion. You know, some fabulous football in there, wasn't there?
Yeah, it was lovely, and it was what we've seen from City throughout the night. And for this bit, Aguero going in for a hat-trick was showing that he is a team player, and setting it up for Sané with a tap-in. And like you say, it's a very important goal, because you know that second leg is going to be as difficult as it was tonight.
Lovely pass from
Silva. I mean, Silva and Aguero have done that many times, but the pass, Silva was involved in everything that was positive about City's play there. But that ball there ain't many players on the planet who can pass that. And then Aguero to have that team mentality of being able to put someone else in, because he knows the importance of winning this game, and they needed a 2-goal cushion, because then they have to score goals when they go to Monaco.
And that wasn't the last thing, was it? I mean, to defend that 2-goal lead. We don't very often see Pep do that since he's been at Manchester City. He's getting very excited, almost Conte-esque there. Why not? And why not? Yeah. And he probably cheered this save from Caballero as well. Vital, wasn't it, near the end?
That's a tie-winning save, if you like. You know, they've got to go through another 90 minutes, but that save could be crucial come the end of this tie.
That's again Falcao in the box. There aren't many better movers than him, because he's at a team now that cross the ball. Everyone in England will be looking at Falcao going, how's he doing this? But he's at a team that cross the ball, and his goals come when the ball's wide.
Can you recall a more incident-packed game this season than that?
No. Because it had everything, Gary. 2 teams that can't defend for a full 90 minutes, but 2 sensational teams going forward. Some world-class players on show tonight.
Thoroughly enjoyable stuff, wasn't it?
It was brilliant, and it's great that we have another chance to see it in a couple of weeks' time, so something to look forward to.
3 weeks away. Looking forward to that one, Ria?
Yeah, I am. I mean, even the 2 fullbacks, it's like a throwback to like Roberto Carlos and Cafu. Up and down the wings. I mean, it was just frantic football, but again, 3 weeks, we cannot wait to be there.
Yeah, we'll be there. We're not going yet, though. After the break, we'll have a look at the first half. And, well, that wasn't bad either. Sterling had a fabulous game, put them ahead, and then Falcao got one. And then, well, should that have been a penalty? We thought so. He said too. And then 18-year-old Mbappe, he looks a talent as well. Lots to enjoy. Let's get some more reaction. Willie Caballero is with Matt Smith.
Willie, how was that from your point of view?
Well, unbelievable. It was a crazy game, but fortunately we won this game. We have this distance, but we have to play against them, against a fantastic team. So we have to enjoy now, because the sacrifice of the job for everyone was really hard. But we don't have nothing yet, so we have day to recover, to prepare well the next game.
I think you'll need it.
Yeah, for sure, for sure, everyone. But the most important is we recover our spirit, our mentality. Team spirit was fantastic today, so we are really happy.
Penalty save, a very important save at the end to keep the scoreline in your favour. Maybe moments also you don't want to remember.
I don't want to remember, because I don't want to stay in front of a player every time. But fortunately for me, fortunately for the team, I choose one side. We study a lot, Falcao than the rest of the penalty takers. And thanks God, thanks everything. I have the lucky today to choose the right side.
And tell us, if you can, from a goalkeeper's point of view, the way Manchester City play at times from the back, do you have to try and find a teammate? Is that the instruction?
Yeah, no, we have instruction, we have training, we have everything. But in the first half, we tried to do it. I made a mistake in the first goal, and I give the opportunity to introduce in the game again. So I think we have a lot of things, or I have a lot of things to improve. But as I said before, we never give up, and the team was strong today. Even when we concede easy goals or easy chances, we stayed in the game, and we finished winning the game.
Good luck in Monaco.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you can say what you like about the way Pep Guardiola's teams play and whether they take chances at the back and possibly concede chances because of it. There's not a person that's left this stadium this evening that hasn't had a thoroughly great time.
I'm sure the fans of this football club wouldn't mind leaving it like this every week, as long as they got a positive result. But what I would say is that this team has shown, going forward, the likes of Sane, Aguero, Sterling, who are all exceptional tonight, that once they get the defensive side of their game sorted out, they're going to be a problem. They're going to be a threat to every team. They're capable of scoring goals at any time, free will, because they've got quality all over the park. It's just defensively, concentration. Their goals, when you watch their goals back, you could pick out parts of their goals that they could stop it. They could stop the goals at source.
Will the only way to turn it round be recruitment? Or can he do it with what he's got?
I don't think he can at the top end. I think he'll get away with it against most teams, or three-quarters of the teams, if you like, in the Premier League. But at the top end in the Champions League, that defence won't go on to win it, in my opinion.
Yeah, so you've got to bring new players in, do you think? Or can he work with what he's got?
There's too many individual errors,
Yeah. I mean, you said at half-time Otamendi's a liability, and he carried on.
He has no awareness of where the players are when the game's going around him. He's just focused on the ball completely the whole time. And it's just, at this level, it's not going to be good enough.
Just a reminder, if you came in late, these are the goals in the first half and the major incidents. First was a cracking piece of play, wasn't it, Rio?
And at the beginning of that play, you feel, if you're a Monaco defender, you feel quite safe, you're comfortable. But they've got players who can turn in an instant into an attacking positive moment. And Sterling again there, who was again exceptional today, really finding his feet and being someone who can actually get goals as well as a wide man. It's a great threat to have.
This was 1-1, came pretty quickly. Willie Caballero himself admitted it was, partly his fault.
Yeah, and it's systematic of what City have been doing all season. They're just shooting themselves in the foot. I mean, it's a great ball in and a great header, but the first mistake is Caballero's pass out. Then Sanya doesn't get back in early enough, and he realised in danger too late, and it's over. Like we were saying, Falcao in the box, he's lethal.
Brilliant cross, great header.
Yeah, you almost feel sorry for City's defenders in a way, because you can see that the managers, you know, saying to them you have to play out, and it's almost like suicide football. So the defenders are under pressure straight from the beginning, so you almost feel sorry for them in a way as well. I think the manager at some stage you've got to take a bit of heat off them and go long at times.
Penalty, Rio?
Yeah, I do. I think it's a penalty. I think he gets a little nick on the ball, but he takes Aguero out, and anywhere else on the pitch, I think that's a free kick. So I believe it's a penalty.
Yeah, going at that pace, you know, it's all right getting a nick, but he's still he's lucky to get a touch on the ball, you know, and it was the referee's mistake to book him as well.
Then this was schoolboy defending for a start.
Yeah, I mean, it's great forward play, one coming short, one running in behind, but from City's point of view, to concede a goal from a dead ball with 2 touches, you know, 1 touch from the free kick, it's a great finish by the young kid, but it's poor defending from a City's point of view.
There's no communication there. John Stones should maybe be talking as the furthest man away from that to Otamendi, but Otamendi's got to be aware enough. Again, we're talking about awareness as a defender. You've got to be concentrated on your position, on your role, where players are around you. He just doesn't sense it, and it's a dangerous thing to have around you as a defender.
I wonder what Pep Guardiola made of it all. We'll find out now.
Pep, how do you start to explain a game like that?
I don't know. Many things happen. A lot of things happen. But in the moment we were unlucky. In the moment we were lucky, and we were stable mentally. So we cannot easy to play against that team. How quick they are, how good, and we defend big spaces in our back, and that's why it's always complicated. But so the old guys play amazing. The young guys in the team play amazing, and. For our future, like a club, to live this kind of experience help us a lot, because Manchester City, Monaco has more history in the Europe than us, and Manchester City the last 4, 5, 6 years was there, but before never was there, and you need to live this kind of experience to learn, to improve, and to be there. So it's just the first step. So. Of course, the result, everything can happen. So we saw Monaco, so we have to score goals there. So we're going to defend. Will be almost impossible, but they are able to score 2, 3, or 4 goals. So I know that. And but okay, it's a good result.
You don't have any problems scoring. Maybe you have some problems stopping other teams from scoring, but then so do they.
Yeah, but we think in attack. We think in attack, and of course we control. But when you defend big space against Mbappé, against Bernardo Silva, against Lemar, so they're an unbelievable player. They score 77 and now maybe 80 goals in one season. They attack with a lot of people. We see Dibé, Mendy arrive with 6, 7 years. They have the quality. They are physical, strong. So it's a top team. That's why they are first in the League One in France. So that's why it's a fantastic team. That's why I give a lot of credit what we have done.
Is it enough? Is it enough?
No.
Will 5-3 be enough is really what I'm asking you.
Yeah, it's okay. It's a result. So could be better, could be worse. So it's what it is.
Good luck.
Thank you.
I don't want to correct Pep Guardiola, but apparently it's 111 goals in all competitions that Monaco have scored this season. I just want to pick up on one point that you mentioned earlier. You felt sorry for some of the defenders in Guardiola's side. Is he beyond criticism?
No, I don't think he is at the moment, because he's asking players to play out at the back and he's putting massive pressure on them. So it's only normal that they're going to make mistakes, and you can see he wants to attack, as he says in his interview. But to do that, you've got to have world-class defenders that can defend big spaces.
So is he wrong to play the way he's playing at the moment, in your opinion?
With the players that he's got available, you know, he's got Fernandinho at left-back, Sanya struggled at right-back tonight. It wasn't until Zabaleta come on, when they had a bit of experience, that they started defending a bit better.
It seemed the sensible thing to do, though, didn't it? With Sanya at one side and then bring Zabaleta on the left side. Why do you think he started with Fernandinho playing totally out of position?
I think he really likes Fernandinho, and he thinks
wants him in somewhere.
He brings something into the team. And we seen with one pass out to Sterling where he thought, well, Fernandinho can move into midfield, maybe help Toure. But in terms of defending, he got destroyed tonight. He was inside and outside and everywhere he went. You know, it was a tough night from him on that side of it. But I suppose the biggest blessing on the night was City's defence wasn't the worst one on the night.
No, indeed. Let's not focus too much on the negative, because we've seen a thrilling spectacle this evening. One of the things going forward, the way that Sterling's evolving into really classy player, isn't he?
You've got to remember, he's come off the back of a World Cup where he more or less got blamed for it all for England.
Great character.
And the character that he's shown to come through this, and not only him, but the young players in this squad, and that's what Pep was talking about there, the young players that he's grown for the future. The morale boost that they'll get from this, the experience that they can take from this going forward is huge. But Sterling, he's growing into a fantastic... He had all the raw materials, Stevie knows it better than anyone, in terms of pace, strength as a small guy, but strong. It was just the end product everyone was questioning, and they're starting to evolve and get that, and that's coming out into his game, and Pep's got to take a lot of credit from that as well. So, I mean, he wants to learn, but Pep coaching him, it's a great mix.
Have you expected the progress that he's made, Steve? Because you know him very well, you've played with him so often, we all saw his talent, his ability. Everyone said, well, the final pass, the final finish, etc. But he has improved.
Yeah, I think because I've worked with him every day, I know what he puts into his training, I know how much he wants to learn. You know, he goes to managers, he goes to people for advice, and he is prepared to, you know, improve his game, and he listens. But what he does is, he works for the team both ways. He does a hell of a shift defensively, but he also breaks the line with running. He's aggressive, and he's starting to add assists and goals to his game, and he's getting to that point now where you have to start describing him in amongst the best.
Is it in amongst the best of England's players, do you think?
Yeah, certainly. I think Guardiola simplified the game from this year, you know. Last year he was playing on the opposite side, having to cut back all the time, whereas this, he's brilliant when he's just direct and he just puts his head down, he goes, and like the lads are saying, he's starting to pick the correct pass now.
He most certainly is. Well, that's it from talking about the Manchester City game, but we've got another one for you after the break, and that wasn't bad either. 6 goals in this one. We'll show you highlights of Leverkusen versus Atletico Madrid. That's next. Time to see what's happened in the other match this evening. It was in Germany, where Leverkusen, who along with Monaco progressed from Tottenham's group, faced last year's finalists Atletico. Your commentators, the former Bayern Munich midfielder Owen Hargreaves and Steve Bauer.
Saul has ridden the challenge of Campbell. He has options. He went alone! Oh, and what a decision! And what a strike from Saul! A moment of real quality to give Atletico Madrid the lead.
What a magnificent piece of quality from a fantastic player. Just guides that over Leno. Wonderful technique.
Oh, and then a miscue from Dragovic. And it could be costly. Gamero against Toprak. Still Gamero, Griezmann's free. And Griezmann makes it 2. Leverkusen with the error. Punished by Antoine Griezmann, who scores his 14th Champions League goal. And it might be a significant one already over the 2 legs of this tie. Campbell. Bellarabi. Back to Campbell. He's now found Henriks. And there's the goal back. Bellarabi. Light at the end of the tunnel for Bayer Leverkusen. Carrying Bellarabi inside the first 3 minutes of the second half. Exactly what they required.
Wonderful little cutback. That's a difficult finish.
Here's Gamero, one of them, trying to wriggle away from Dragovic. He's having an uncomfortable evening. Oh, and he's uncomfortable there as well. And the penalty's been given.
The initial contact is outside. Yeah, it's just on that border. I think it's a penalty.
Needless to say, he did. So Kevin Gamero has the opportunity. They've missed 6 of 9 penalties this season, Atletico Madrid. Griezmann's missed his last 3. So Gamero assumes responsibility and makes no mistake. And the Frenchman gets a 3rd away goal for Atletico Madrid. And we haven't even played an hour. And after reducing the deficit, that 2-goal cushion is restored. That was a good ball. And inadvertently, Leverkusen have got another one back. Miguel Angel Moya disappointed to concede that.
Bounces off Savic into his own goal.
Here come Atletico again. It's whipped in towards Torres! Oh, that could be a killer goal for Bayer Leverkusen. Fernando Torres off the bench with Atletico's 4th of the night to restore their 2-goal advantage.
Well, they do perform well in this competition, Atletico, don't they?
Well, I wouldn't want to be drawing them. If they go through, which it looks likely now, I wouldn't want to be drawing them.
Even though they've not actually had domestically the best of season so far, compared with what they've done in recent years.
No, but what they have got is experience.
Yeah.
They understand how to get through this tournament. They've done it the last couple of years.
Yeah, they take some beating, don't they? His sides are tough, aren't they?
And you wonder whether, you know, the frustration of missing out to Real Madrid on 2 occasions over the last few years, you know, they're prioritising the Champions League and they're really going to go for that this year.
Not a night for defenders, Richard.
No, not at all tonight. But Atletico's one side that can defend, you know, and that's why they'll be such a threat, I think, in the tournament going forward.
OK, well, that's tonight. Looking ahead, you can see Leicester tomorrow night here on BT Sport 2 from 7 p.m. Before that, on BT Sport 3, you can see Manchester United play the second leg of their last 32 match with Saint-Etienne. 3-0 up after their win at Old Trafford last week. That's on at the earlier time of 4:30 on BT Sport 3. And Jose Mourinho had his press conference today, and it ended up, probably not for the first time, or possibly the last, all about Wayne Rooney.
What I can guarantee is that if Wayne one day leaves the club, it's not because I want him to leave the club. That's the only thing I can guarantee. I would never push or try to push a legend of this club to another destiny. So you have to ask him if he sees himself staying in the club for the rest of his career, or if he sees himself moving. It's not a question for me, because I'm happy to have him.
But is it possible he could leave within the next week?
You have to ask him, not me.
So you're not ruling that out?
I was very open with you in the answer. I don't want him to leave.
He doesn't want him to leave, but he might leave, or could he leave? Will he leave? What do you think, Rio?
I think Jose Mourinho's right. I think it's huge respect he's got for Wayne Rooney for what he's done at the football club. But I think ultimately Wayne Rooney will be the person who decides when he goes from the football club. Because at the end of the day, he wants to play football. He's a real good professional. He won't want to be sitting on the bench. That'll be hurting him. He's got pride. He's got ego. He's someone who wants to be out there playing constantly. And if he can't do it at Manchester United, I'm sure he will say, listen, hold my hands up. I'm maybe not good enough for Man United anymore. I have to go on to pastures new.
Like Rio, you've played with him many times. What's your gut feeling?
Well, I put myself in Wayne's shoes. I've been in that position where you become a squad player and it's not the same. You don't enjoy it as much, and you know, I know how much Wayne Rooney loves playing and starting games and going out there. So
you went to Los Angeles, and at that point, do you think perhaps he'll go there, or China's the one?
I don't know exactly what Wayne's thinking or where he is going to end up, but I don't blame him if he goes and wants to start on a weekly basis for the team rather than being a squad player.
It might be in a way the right time. It's difficult, isn't it, when you get towards the end of your career to judge the right moment for yourself to make a move to either different places, a different kind of football, or even retire, isn't it? It's much better than someone else deciding you've had it.
Yeah, he's in a great position where he can make his decision for himself, and for me, he's still got plenty to give in the Premier League, so you'll have plenty of people wanting to take him there, but he can choose the life, or he can choose the money and go to China.
Whatever he decides, Gary, he deserves to make a decision himself. Absolutely. He's a legend of the game for club and country, and you know, he deserves to make a big decision himself.
Well, I'm sure we'll find out one way or the other in due course. Let's turn our attention back to the Champions League tomorrow night.
Your team.
My team. Tell me, be kind. Be gentle, they're struggling.
They're struggling in the league, and I'm afraid to say I believe that will continue in the Champions League. Now, they've had a fantastic run. It seems like they have prioritised.
I share your pessimism, I'm afraid.
They're playing against the top team in Sevilla, who are experienced in Europe. We've got some fantastic players, so we'll have to wait and see. But this Leicester team, they've got more important things, I think, in the Premier League to think about.
What, more important than the Champions League?
Yeah.
No. We're going to win the Champions League this season. No, I mean, it's a difficult game for Leicester. I mean, I don't think Sevilla have lost a knockout game in European football for about 4 years or something.
Yeah, they're a fantastic team in Europe, and it's a big ask for Leicester over 2 legs. But one thing's for sure, they have to go there defensive-minded tomorrow. But I expect goals.
It's not
again.
something that they do particularly well. Not this season, since they lost Kante, anyway, that's for sure.
Yeah, and confidence is low. You know, they all seem to be struggling all over the pitch at the moment, and the last team you want to be facing when you're feeling like that's Seville, because they've got quality players.
Well, I suppose in many ways everyone expected to do better this season than they've done. Now everyone expects them to do badly in this particular game. I'm just trying to find a crumb of comfort.
They've got a free run at it tomorrow.
They've
got a free run at it tomorrow because nobody expects that, and for their confidence is shot when they look like they're going to get beat every time they play. So they can just go out and give it a go tomorrow, and nobody expects.
What's wrong with them, Rio? What is it? Why the massive difference? The golf, just lots of things.
Yeah, I think the combination, Kante leaving was huge, but also the mindset of the team. The fullbacks played very narrow last year. You see the season starts, they're playing a little bit more spaces between them. The centre halves don't like that. They're older guys who want people around them for protection and stuff. And then confidence. When the confidence is knocked, doesn't matter who you are, you're going to struggle. And their momentum's gone against them. They need to halt that now and get some positive results.
Well, fingers crossed, all of us. Thank you, Richard, Stephen, Rio. Thank you very much indeed. It's been a bit of fun. That's it from us. At the end of, I suppose, another rather average night of Champions League football on BT Sport. We'll try and do better for you tomorrow. See you then. Bye.